Things between Remy and Easy appear to be going poorly after the chaotic mess that happened last year, and Papoose makes fun of her for cheating on him rather than showing sympathy. A major altercation between these two appears to be imminent, so hold on to your lace. It appears that we now know the real reason why Remy Ma has been sulking about Papoose and Clarissa Shields' relationship, as the streets are reporting that Easy the Black Captain is already cheating heavily. Work this out. The way that Papoose and Remy's love story ended sounds ridiculous, even if you already know this. When he attempted to smuggle a skeleton key to her, and the authorities attempted to prevent him from seeing her, he took the risk of going to jail himself to marry her while she was confined because he loved her so deeply. But due to limitations, they were unable to marry in person, so he wed her virtually. There isn't anything I can think of that isn't love. Their formal wedding took place when she was released from prison. She was the first of her family to have a kid, and Papoose had 3 children prior to their meeting. After Remy gave birth to their daughter in 2018, they all merged to form a single, happy family. However, when Father's Day 2023 passed without Remy publicly praising her, people began to question their marriage, which ended because she would stop at nothing to remind everyone of their unrivaled family dynamic and how strong their love was. In order to wish himself a happy Father's Day, Papoose shared a family photo of himself and the children, but neither Remy nor his other child from a prior relationship was shown. This was the primary point of conversation. In the comments section, he asked why Remy wasn't present and captioned the picture, "Family is everything." When she remains utterly mute on a day that ought to have been obvious for a meaningful homage, people start to wonder what's going on. It was clear that something was awry, but it wasn't until word spread that Remy had cheated on Easy the Black Captain that everyone realized how terrible things had gotten. In addition to the fact that Remy and Papoose appeared to be together all the time, there was also concern that Easy might start acting inappropriately and start seeing Remy behind Papoose's back. What is this? Remy is nowhere to be found, and you married a lady who never truly and intensely loved you. Since they were in the same social circles, everyone was taken aback when they got back. Observers claimed that Papoose and Easy, the bot captain, got into a heated argument at an industry event. It goes without saying that Papoose was not happy about the lie. By writing on social media, "You guys want something bad to happen to me so bad." Papoose attempted to downplay the confrontation. Hatred of men and women is obviously the same, but before you speak, you should clarify the situation. He also expressed regret for spreading untrue stories and facts. Specifics in a different tweet: "The stories and false reports don't bother me since I am who I am, but when I finally saw people smiling, I felt like I would have met a terrible end. Genuine men do real things," he pleaded with Papoose to rectify the record. Since it is ridiculous to ask the young bullpup to explain what happened when he was bouncing on his wife, I now report to FS that nobody has pals. Hold on to your ball before I ruin him. I want to express my regret, was Remy's tweet after the event occurred. What shocked me though, was that Papoose said nothing. He was always willing to stand up for Remy no matter what, and he used to ride hard for her without hesitation, as everybody who followed their relationship knows. He did not intervene to halt the reports of her adultery after they began to circulate. "We couldn't obtain 3 full rounds from any of the opponents I tried tonight, so please quit lying to Pap. In August I'll see you." For an instant, it was totally out of character for him, and that alone made people think that the rumors must be true because, let's face it, if they hadn't been true, the old Papoose, who was the type of man who gushed about Remy, would have been the first to put an end to it all by saying things like, "A man has to honor his queen." If she disagrees with something, he must take her perspective into consideration going forward. He cannot just totally disregard her point of view. Happy life, happy wife. Defend Remy. Everyone was certain that the stories weren't just hearsay. And when Remy and Easy met G inside the rattling bee, everybody's doubts were dispelled. Everything vanished the moment Gotti touched the microphone, I promise. As everyone familiar with rap battles knows, there are no restrictions. Rappers like Gotti, who are bloodthirsty, did exactly that. Rather than making fun of me, he set me on fire for being so easily disloyal to Papoose. Gotti's remarks sort of made it clear that the drama was an open secret, even though it had been spoken about for a while, since he went on to blame her for cheating on Papoose after she had been faithful to Remy for years. What's even more astonishing is that Easy did nothing to deny the rumors, instead simply accepting them. Every single component of your side, rather than publicly address the issue, Papoose made the decision to immediately marry a new woman, Clarissa Shields. I won't lie and say that this was a little messy again, even though Clarissa and Remy were already known from her time in Remy's DMs prior to her relationship with Pep. However, since Papoose and Easy were also acquainted during the drama, I guess it was a little tit for tat. Rumored that Papoose had formally moved on, and that his new relationship was developing after the breakup. You would think Remy wouldn't have anything to say given her involvement in the incident, but she is responding to it in a very negative way. She has been acting wildly, hurling insults and leaking SP to demonstrate her resolve to fight it out, presumably because she doesn't want to wear Clarissa in that ring, according to sources. Additionally, she seems to be implying that she would be. Remy, who is in a committed relationship with Easy, is more than willing to battle if things don't work out for her. So why is she so worried about her ex's affairs? The wonderful bond between Papoose and Clarissa is probably connected to it, to put it another way. Clarissa declared recently that she loved Papoose and would accept his proposal if he ever asked her to marry him.
I strongly believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like in this certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, and y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you're dealing with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that. I don't give a fuck how you felt. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's where I come in. She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. It's not even I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing fucking hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There we go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself.
Papoose proudly displayed them, indicating that she had reciprocal items and sentiments. Remy has been attempting to destroy her connection with Clarissa for a while now, so it is clear that this annoys her. By showing him texts that Clarissa had written him, for instance, she tried to prove that Papo didn't truly like her and was just using her. The texts say, "You accept responsibility. You are the married one. If not, at least spend time with me in person or sleep on the fun. Telling me you got it home safely or that you dozed off in the Sprinter shouldn't be a huge issue." Has taken an unexpected turn, with claims that Remy cloned Papoose while he was writing, and that Papoose fell asleep on the phone with Clarissa when he was sleeping at Remy's place. However, the worst thing is this: Pat won't go. This man was supposedly a world champion boxer, but he hung up instantly after Clarissa's voice scared him. Third, it turns out that Isa was never as into P as she wanted people to believe. The truth is even more shocking now that everything is coming to light. But hold on. Remy is revealing that Clarissa has been. Even though she implored Papoose to put an end to the story, he said it would be best to keep quiet. That's what kind of reaction? He then allegedly said, "I would never have asterisks for you because you're ugly, but don't worry, I see everything now, and soon the world will too, because you think you're so tough." The asterisk that is Goo Clarissa and the alleged publicity team have been spreading false material non-stop in the interim to portray Papoose as the world's blessing and Remy negatively. When the lies are over, she says she's okay but not happy. She said that she's just sick of talking while you don't listen, and that she didn't want to add to your already existing stress. But now that she's dropped, she won't say much more than to request gifts. "Just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, I realized that I really need time for myself and that I love flowers." In response to a brief silence, Papoose claps back at Remy and says, "I'm tripping, and I'm not sure how to feel. At this moment, I'm simply lying here feeling foolish." Next, he asks the BM, "Jugular, I detest having to admit that Remy is a narcissist. Now that I've moved on from her recurrent infidelity, she's playing the victim. She would rather utilize her social media influence than handle things like an adult, which is where it gets even more complicated. I've asked for a divorce multiple times." The BL captain, Messier Papoose, responded to the reports that Remy had cheated on him with his friend, Easy, by claiming that Remy was breaking the law when he was spending Christmas with his daughter. Remy supposedly makes up lies and is bitter now that Papoose has moved on. In the last turn of events, Papa asserts that his daughter was eager to fabricate something about the legendary altercation, claiming that he knocked Easy out because Iaz shook his hand and then walked behind his back, not because of Remy. You guessed it, Pap didn't even return a single blow. Is that even relevant now? Easy was seen in the fetal position the last time anyone saw him. I won't pretend that I didn't knock the jump out, but she still begs me to lie in my messages. It wasn't enough after all this chaos, even though Remy stayed with her for 4 days. I can't believe this 45-year-old woman is acting like a clone in that behavior, Clarissa stated. Although Rice Southeast is back with me, I'm not your enemy. Although you are 29, you are not aging like wine, and I am not yet 45. This C-girl, not the one who said Papoose was cheating on Clarissa, was with your boyfriend this week, so he didn't answer his phone when you asked him to get you some flowers and presents. Clarissa disclosed that the text was a fake, and she filed a charged with sending fraudulent SNS. That's crazy. I don't mean to be a traitor, but you can bully others. She didn't accuse you of being resentful and furious and of drawing attention to yourself by challenging Remy to a fight. Stop it, please. Matt Clarissa Shields is ready to settle the issue completely on February 2. Despite Clarissa's claim in one interview that she would fight Remy for $1, how much would it really cost?
Clarissa claimed that she would fight Remy for just $1.
How much money would it take for you to jump in the ring with Remy Ma? Just want to know.
At this point, the girl leaked my number.
What? Your actual telephone number?
So at this point, you can give me $1, and I'm gonna give you $1. It don't have nothing to do with whatever else. It's just that part alone. That part there is where it's like, I'm a businesswoman. Don't leak my number.
Right.
Why would you do that? I mean, drama says I'm not in that beef. My smoke with her is posting my number.
Right.
So people like, oh, she wants to fight her over a dude. Whatever. Stop it. Stop it. That is so beneath me. Is the disrespect of the leaking my number part. And that's
Easy, the block captain, Remy's lover, said a few weeks ago that other men were jealous of him because he had taken Remy, but it should be clear that these two are bitter rivals.
The edge of the earth to go everywhere else because y'all is just mad that it happened. I kept it $1 with. I'm like, yo, hey, listen. If it was that easy for any of y'all would have did it. It's a bunch of who don't like me for no reason because I'm just. Excuse me, but I got to start that over. Oh, I'm started over.
After forcing Remy to proclaim her love for him during a rap battle, he finally admitted that they were dating.
I'm only going to dress this shit one time. Since y'all want to be on the front line. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? See, right there, that's the punchline.
He and Remy should be inseparable, right? However, insiders claim that he has been skulking around with other women for a while and has been cheating on Remy ever since they started dating. She has only been cheating on Papa and Clarissa for a few weeks because he only told her about his affairs. All of it appears to be the same when you look at the chronology. She actually attempted to expose Papa and Clarissa's romance in an attempt to break it off. Remy, according to Papoose, had even been refusing to sign the divorce paperwork. Now that we know the reason, it's obvious that they were flirting with one another while being aware of Remy's dubious behavior. But should we be surprised? Remy is currently losing. Just like the saying goes, you lose them how you get them. He is cheating on her already because that is his reputation. I want to hear your thoughts on this perplexing matter. Was he looking for revenge, or had Papoose truly fallen in love with Clarissa? Don't forget to watch the next video, and feel free to leave a comment below.